Hello, this is Shejachalam from Astrology Mysore. Today, let us go into the subject of Mars in the sixth house. We have seen Mars till now from the first to the fifth. The third house position of Mars was regarded as one of the strongest positions, but let me say, Mars in the sixth house plays a very strong and important role in the horoscope and gives the best results for the native when it is in the sixth. So, I have made some notes and one by one let me try to explain these points. Mars enables the native to overcome the difficulties of the sixth house. So let us understand the difficulties of the sixth house. The sixth house means Ripu, Roga, and Runa. Runa means debts, loans, whatever we are, liabilities actually. Ripu means enemies, Roga means disease or ailments, suffering. Uh, Rina means debts. Then comes Matula. Matula Sthana, sixth house means maternal uncle or the mother's side in general. And the other major important points, there are three important points in the sixth house, which are one is the competitiveness, second one is service, and the third one is not that important for many people, but I consider this particular point as very important, that is fear. Either the person will be in fear or he will put fear into others. So this depends on which planet is sitting in that sixth house. So if Mars is positive in the sixth house, the person will be confident and sure enough to handle his enemies. So enemies will fear, and as it is portrayed in the epics and the classics, it is very clearly shown that the ripu, that the enemies will be cleared off, they'll be finished off. So the fear, the intimidation, the apprehension, the fear, the OCD, the obsessive compulsive disorders, all these things are to be seen from the sixth house, and all these fears and all these problems like diseases, debts, and everything can be overcome by a mental confidence which is there in the person. If Mars is there in the sixth house, he will be able to take care of these uh, faculties, these problems. So there is one very important factor which is there when a person is in the having Mars in the sixth house. That is when the endurance of pain. How much pain can a person endure? How much of difficulty can a person endure? You can see that both in the physical level and the mental level. Though you will not be able to understand the intellectual level, but still you can see the endurance, that the person can endure a lot of physical pain and a lot of mental suffering with that particular capacity which is there, which comes only because of the sixth house Mars. So the zeal to do always, the zeal to do and always being ready to do. So that is to take up challenge one after the other. So they never have, they never get tired. So I have this particular story of King Arthur, you know, uh, losing six continuous battles, will come into a cave, and when he is sitting in the cave he sees the spider which tries to go up and then again falls down, goes up and falls down, and keeps happening. And when a time comes, the spider on the seventh attempt it crosses the threshold of the wall, and then you know goes to the other side, and then that's the hope which Arthur gets, and he goes and fights and he wins the war. So this is a story which can be related to this particular position of Mars, where people will never say that they have finished, and they will, they will never lose their stamina or the strength to keep fighting. The fighting spirit is always there. So that's one thing, and they are very strong, robust, muscular, extremely fit, and they look very sufficient. And I hope you people can understand my look today, it's for the sixth house Mars. I just thought of whatever it is. So I take my astrology very seriously. So they sometimes overdo the social activity and sometimes get caught up in the legal matters related to somebody else's problems. So they put themselves into it, they get caught up into it emotionally, and it becomes a prestige issue for them that they have to fight it out and somehow come out of it, or bring that person out of the problem, and they themselves fall into that particular muddle, and then they get caught into the legal problems. Sometimes this happens, so overconfident reaction for social causes is not advisable without legal support. That is very important for people who are having a sixth house Mars. They will be going through ups and downs of life with regard to wealth, but unhindered, undeterred, these people can go ahead, plunge once again into from zero, they go to 100, they fall down again, come up. They are not worried. They have all the strength in the world to keep doing this many times, because usually people, can't even take one failure. These people can take many failures, they can take success. They are not hindered by even, they don't get, the pride is not there when they are highly successful, and even they don't get intimidated when they are going through failures. So these people are not worried about this. They are hungry for challenge, and if challenge is provided, they are fantastic to take it up. So yeah, sixth house means, Mars in the sixth house means that there is an essence of innocence in these people. So people might take advantage of this native who has Mars in the sixth house, and cooking up stories and make believe that he will support them. So there is one story which is, once again, I keep telling stories. People, I don't know whether people love it or not, but still, let me tell a story of the king who was about to be slain by Rama, runs and takes protection from the Lord Hanuman. So Hanuman is innocent. That is what is represented by Mars. Aggressive but innocent. Very loyal to his master. But whatever happens, he has given the word, but he protects the king, stands in front of Rama. And that is when the Rama-Anjaneya Yuddha, that is the war between Hanuman and Rama, happens in Ramayana. And anyway, Rama loses the war, and he understands that bhakti is more than the Lord himself. So such a beautiful thing happens. It's a very beautiful, excellent story to go through in the Ramayana. And very clearly, this native with Mars in the sixth house might, get caught into problems because of his innocence, and also because of his urgency into acting and trying to protect or trying to support people. He might get into problems which he has not foreseen at all. So that's one thing very important. So yeah, danger from accidents, falls, fractures. It is there because the sixth house is the sixth house, and it will play its part and role. So people have to be a little careful when they have Mars in the sixth house. When you are driving your vehicle, or when you are using tools or weapons, please be careful, because you might hurt yourself, or you might get hurt when other people are using, some construction site or anything. Please wear your helmets, please follow the rules. This is very important for people with the sixth house Mars. So it represents Matula Sthana, which is the maternal uncle, and Mars in the sixth house is Karako Bhavanashaya for the maternal uncle, and it is not that great relationship with the maternal uncle, or that great for the maternal uncle himself. It's an indication. It's not that it is not good or great, it's an indication that it is not that great for the maternal uncle. So it was a fast and crisp session today. I hope I have covered a lot of subject here. People with sixth house Mars can get into social service, they can get into politics, they can get into many other social activities like the NGOs, They can get into sports, particularly cycling, trekking, hiking, swimming. They will be very good in their, wherever the muscular self is to be involved, like wrestling. So they are very good at it. So thank you very much for today's class.